Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay and this is Be Healing. The first tarot deck I ever owned was hiding in a dark, dusty cellar of a second-hand bookshop, and it changed my life. Folklore would have it that tarot chooses us rather than us choosing tarot. They say that you don't buy your first tarot deck, or you shouldn't. You're supposed to receive it from somebody or from the universe itself. Many years ago, when I was still living in England where I grew up, my father bought a second-hand bookshop, the kind of shop where there were new books on clearance. New books could be ordered in, but you could purchase second-hand books and bring them back for some of your money back too. So it was a treasure trove of all kinds of book goodies. I was helping him look through the stock and doing what I did best, researching online to see if any of the books were valuable and listing them if they were. Best of all, there was a cellar full of stock. So I went down into the dusty depths to seek out what was in there. I found one university textbook that was worth almost £1,000 down there. But I also came across a new tarot deck, the Mythic Tarot. And it was with its book, the Mythic Tarot book, a hardback. I claimed it as my own and started to read the book and play with the cards. And this is how tarot chose me. I would ask a question, then pull 3 cards for the answer and read the book's meaning for the cards. I got to be honest, I found it quite confusing at first because tarot is very much about a story that I needed to memorize to be able to understand the various meanings of what each card could be. One day, a lady came into the bookstore to order some angel decks. I was interested. I asked her what she wanted them for, and she said she was running an angel workshop nearby, and everyone in the workshop would be receiving one of these decks from her. She wanted 20 decks ordering, and so of course I ordered 21, one for myself too. This was a simple angel deck with various cards in a black pouch. Each card had a name and a description on it. I don't remember what the deck was called, but when I started using this deck, it made the answers to my questions much clearer as a beginner to reading. I'd carry that deck around with me and answer other people's questions with it. It was a fun divination tool. A few years later, I'd moved to Australia with my 2 decks and I started my business. I was renting a small treatment room in a big healing centre. And in the reception area, there were many Doreen Virtue Oracle decks for people waiting for the session to pick themselves a card. So when it would be quiet, all of us working there would sit around doing readings for each other. It was then I truly realized the power of my gift. I was playing with the cards as I would with my friends at home too, but when I gave a reading to my colleagues, they were blown away. They all said, "Claire, you're amazing at this. Why aren't you offering it as a service?" They gave me the confidence I needed to not only offer my readings, but also include energy healing, which I had been doing for many years for free. So I got myself some of the Doreen Virtue Oracle decks, and I offered professional readings from my little treatment room. It was many years later that I picked up a tarot deck to use with my professional readings. I started to use tarot when I needed more nuance for the answers than the oracle cards could give me. I found that oracle cards generally all positive, and sometimes in readings, the negative shadow side is actually more important information to give than the positive. Just like negative emotions can teach you far more than positive emotions. So tarot gave me that perspective on where the blocks could be, what was standing in people's way. So readings, tarot or oracle, what's actually happening? Well, we each have free will in our lives, so a reading will only ever be about your current energy and your current trajectory, all things remaining the same as you are right now. But as soon as you have a reading, you have more information, so you're likely to change your mind, change your energy, and therefore choose a new trajectory. This is the power of tarot, to make us more aware of where we are right now in order to choose differently and change our path to a more wanted path. So I'm a psychic. I have the gifts of clairaudience, hearing my guides, clairsentience, receiving feelings from my guides that cause me to remember what that feeling was for me and the wisdom in it, clairvoyance, seeing dead people, my least favorite of the clairs because I have PTSD, so it freaks me out. When I do a reading, I hear my guides and their messages that make me feel something that's connected with the recipient too. I use the cards to keep me on track. Sometimes I'm told to look at a particular thing on the card's artwork, or sometimes I'm told the meaning of a particular tarot card for this particular reading. Sometimes I hear a clear one-line message directly that doesn't have much to do with the card at all that's in front of me. But the whole reading comes together clearly in the end. Tarot cards have many meanings, and my guides tell me which of those meanings it is for this particular reading. So this is a slightly different way of working than just reading the cards at face value. It's more in depth. I could use a newspaper, a book, or anything as the tool. My guides would work through me in exactly the same way and give me the right answers to pass along. Sometimes I don't need any tools at all, but I do love playing with the cards. I have so many decks now. A few oracle decks are amazing tools for getting deep into healing work, uncovering what's really behind the surface level issue for my client. When I use the cards, I just set a light intention, a question for my client for their highest good, and the information streams through me and onto the page if it's a private reading, or out of my mouth if it's a video reading or one-on-one breakthrough coaching call with my client. I don't need to meditate first or do anything more than just setting a light intention. There's no ceremony, no lighting of candles or anything like that. I've been doing this for so long, my guys are just right there instantly with me once I'm in work mode. I do sometimes use other tools after I've started doing the reading. So if I started the reading and I get a heavy feeling, some like low vibe energy, I'll get my candle, light some sage or Palo Santo wood and clear that energy so that I can work best for my customer's highest good. But for readings, I have instant access to my guides. They're always right there with me, ready to work through me. Nothing's too much for them. I can't wear them out. They never refuse to help, and they're always full of loving care for me and everyone I work with too. If you found yourself interested in tarot decks or oracle cards, or if you already have a deck or 50, then I'd highly recommend just playing with them. Ask questions of them, pull cards, and believe what first comes out. It is, however, very tricky to read for ourselves because of ego. It's all too easy to keep pulling cards until we get the one we wanted, right? Instead of hearing the true message of what's standing in our way, we want to be given the green light. So I find it infinitely easier to read for everyone else than for myself. It takes an inhumane level of ego detachment to clearly read for ourselves, but it's okay because there are plenty of readers out there to read for us instead that will tell us the truth, what's truly there instead of what we want to hear. But do choose carefully though. There are plenty of readers out there who'll tell you what you want to hear because that approach, stroking egos, does seem to be better for business. I sometimes ask my guys to go easier on my clients, to say, please, some more of the positive stuff. I mean, I do have a business to run here, but they know that I'm willing to truly help people. I'm willing to go there, to say the things that you really need to hear, to best help you shift yourself, your life, and to empower you to see what lies beneath the surface. But if there's one thing I know about you, it's this. You're stronger than you think. You can handle more than you think. And the truth will set you free. Never forget that. So if today's episode has intrigued you, if you're ready for clarity, truth, and guidance that actually shifts your life, you can book a private written reading with me. They're powerful, deeply personal, and something you can return to over and over again. You'll find the link in the show notes. So thank you so much for joining me today. Next week, we'll step into the true foundations of energy healing, the unseen architecture of your true being, the energetic layers that hold your story, and the invisible healing currents that can reach you wherever you are in the world. So I'll see you then.